Denise Johnson, she's been getting us ready, the early look at our green thumbs here, and she's joining us.
Hi, Denise. Good morning.
Hello. Actually, Tracy and Frank. Frank, I am basking in the sunlight.
It's gorgeous
beautiful.
out there.
Beautiful.
Oh, my gosh.
Tell Mike we said hi.
I will, Mike. Frank said hello. And he's got a job for you, Frank. You need to come and work in my yard with me. We're going to do this as an experiment. So he's going to show us what we need to do, because I was just informed that I need to get grass seed down. And fairly soon. You were talking to me about the window on the grass seed. Really is kind of closing.
Yeah, the window for grass seed is closing because it's just going to get too warm. The weeds are going to sprout just as fast as the grass seed. So the moisture may or may not be there. So now's a good time to do it. So we're going to pretend here, Frank, how to put grass seed down.
Okay. Now, Frank, watch this. So you give me some steps here.
Okay, the first thing you want to do is, like, if you have a bare spot in your yard, you want to just go ahead and rake it up and loosen the soil as best you can with just the rake. You don't have to go really deep. You just want to loosen the top of the surface the best you can. Once you have it loose, Frank, and by the way, this is not asphalt or patio we're doing. This is going to be in your yard.
You cannot do your balcony, Frank.
Okay, so the other thing is you want to go ahead and then after you have the soil loosened in your yard, you just want to go ahead and spread the grass seed. You don't want to spread it too thick because you don't want anything to suffer. And it's like right now, that's probably all we need to put down right there.
Really?
Like
That's a little light. See, I would have probably overdone it.
Well, everybody thinks more is better, but in this particular instance, like this is all you want to put down. The next key in grass seed is you got to keep the grass seed moist. And the hardest part about keeping it moist is once it germinates, it has to stay moist. So right now it's not a big deal, but once it rains the first time or you've watered it the first time, we got to keep it moist until the grass is established. Okay. To do that, most people use straw, right. Okay, or you can use something like peat moss too as a possibility. But again, it's like you don't over want to do the straw.
Okay, well that's a trick because I think I always tend to overdo it.
You just want to put it on there to act as shade. Okay, you don't want to keep it warm or anything like that. It's just the shade. The seed, so it has enough light, but it's enough shade to keep the seed moist.
Well, see, now I would have done that, but I would think that would be too much, because then what do you do when it's?
Well, I can still see the soil, and there's still plenty of light getting down in there. But the biggest thing is it's going to create shade, so the grass is going to stay moist. And the trick is now if we have a dry period, you want to get back out there and water it. If you don't want to use straw, you can use peat moss or potting soil and do the same thing and just lightly cover it just to keep it moist.
Well, you were talking about like this product, and then you said there was something about this new product.
Well, this here is just a frost cloth product, and it's just a really fine cloth that you can pin down and you put over the top of it. It actually keeps the seed warmer. Mm-hmm. And it also keeps the seed moist, okay?
Could you put that over it instead of the straw?
You could put this over it instead of the straw.
Okay.
Now, this is something here that's relatively new.
Let me stick this back up here.
It's a product with straw, and it has the grass seed already in it, and I also believe it has a little bit of fertilizer to go with it. So you prepare it just like we did. Mm-hmm. You rake it with the soil, you apply the straw, and you water it in, and you're ready to go. And there's actually something like a little glue or polymer on the straw that holds it together so it doesn't blow away.
So your grass seed doesn't blow away, or so that the...
So the straw and the grass seed doesn't blow away.
Okay, well, see, now I think maybe what I've been doing is overseeding. So what about the different, I mean, there's several different types of grass seed.
There's sunny mixture grass seed, there's festu, there's lots of different types. So you got to know what you want, kind of what you want to do. But the biggest mistake people make is they go ahead and say, oh, I got to have something for shade, okay? And we talked about earlier off the air, it's like, if it's for shade, are you trying to grow in shade or are you trying to grow underneath a tree? And usually a tree means it's like the grass seed's trying to compete with a tree, and if a grass is trying to compete with a tree, who do you think is going to win?
Well, I would think the tree's going to win, because I know I can't grow grass seed in my backyard at all under the oak trees, so he's given me some tips on that. But so hopefully this will help you. I know, Frank, you and I are going to work in our yard, so coming up, we're going to have that as a project next week. How about that?
That's his birthday gift to you.
Ask Mike real quickly. Is there any animals that we should watch out? What's the biggest predator that's going to get our seed?
What's the biggest predator that's going to get our seed?
The birds will probably do the grass seed, but we can't begin. They can't begin to eat it all.
Okay. Well, just the birds, Frank. Just the birds.
Denise.
We're good to go. Denise, thank you.